Hello and happy Wednesday. Have you ever had an epic fail when you are networking and you're doing self promotion? Have you ever failed epically? And if you have, would you have even known? This is what we're going to dive into. I'm going to share with you the epic fail of self promotion when networking, and maybe you don't even know you're doing it. So, we're going to get into all the things. We're going to identify what it is, how you know if you are or aren't, maybe you're unaware, but we're going to make you aware of whether or not you're doing it. But more importantly, what's the instant thing you can do to correct it? So I'm glad that you're here. I see some people watching live. Thank you so much for being here. Get up and chat and let me know how you are watching today so we can celebrate and have the conversation. So if we have not met, I'm Laura Morlando, the Stress Commando, and I am the founder and CEO of Down and Dirty Networking. And we are a 100% relational networking community. And so let's dig into what that means because it 100% goes into our topic for today about the epic fail of self promotion. See, I believe there's two types of networking. Traditional networking, and get in chat if you think this is something you know, but traditional networking is typically about transacting leads, referrals, business, maybe making an ask for a job offer or a promotion, but it's very transactional in nature. And that's typically what we say, extend my hand, hi, my name is, and let me just go ahead and pitch you. So it might actually look like a lot of pitch slapping, whether networking is done in person or maybe it's done virtually or even in the DMs and social media. But typically, it's traditional networking is associated with transactional networking. It's selling and telling. And I believe that is just so not the only way. There's this other way that I call relational networking. And it is about having meaningful conversations to learn from and about someone. And this is so you can build authentic and lasting relationships. You see, when you go in with the idea and concept of promoting yourself, whether you're schmoozing at your job as a corporate professional to get that raise, promotion, or a special assignment, or you're self promoting yourself with your 30-second pitch, your 30-second elevator pitch, uh, you're basically repelling everybody. Here's the really hard truth that I had to learn the hard way, and I hope I can save you out there. Is when you come in and you believe that it's transactional and you sell and tell, the only thing you're going to recognize is no one is responding to you. The only thing you're going to recognize is that, man, this networking thing doesn't work. If you are saying that out, sorry, I got verklempt, excuse me. I see some people watching live. Jump in if you agree with me. If you've ever done networking, if you've ever thought to yourself, man, networking doesn't work. I tried it. I didn't get any leads. I didn't get any business. I didn't get the job that I schmoozed for. It doesn't work. If you have ever said that, then you are experiencing the epic fail of self promotion and you don't even know that you did this. I know this because I was that person. I was told that networking was about selling and telling. I was told this is what you needed to do. It felt icky. It didn't feel authentic. I didn't like it. I didn't feel genuine, but I did what I was told. I did what my boss said to do, and I did it. It wasn't until somebody pulled me aside and very gently put their arm around me and said, let me help you get the best out of this room. Introduced me around, asked different questions. And it wasn't until I was driving home after the event, kind of debriefing in my head, that I realized this person had criticized me. And I say with air quotes, but done it in such a gentle way. I learned a different way of leaning into conversations. I leaned into making connections. I eliminated the sell and tell. And when I showed up this way, in a more relational way, and this is when I really started developing the concept of relational networking that led to all the years of me training corporations and organizations. And now I have founded the community to give the experience of relational networking. What I have learned is when you bless and release the need to sell and tell, you actually show up in a more powerful way. You are actually promoting yourself more powerfully without promoting and pitch slapping. When you show up meaningful, what happens is your reputational capital goes through the roof. And when your reputational capital goes through the roof, you start being given opportunities, resources, ideas that you would have never expected. When I look back on my career as a corporate professional, every offer was because of the relationships that I had built, the way that I showed up excellently. And it evolved and it moved on. And I got all of these things, and people said, wow, you're so lucky. Well, it wasn't so much that I was lucky, I was prepared, I was present, and I showed up purposeful to build a relationship. Fast forward to when I pivoted out of corporate America land and into entrepreneur land. I don't know why I allowed it to fall out of my head, but that's when I listened to the whole sell and tell. And that's when I made the catastrophic mistake of selling and telling and pitch slapping until I was course corrected. And I was like, duh, it never worked before. Why did I think that this would be a different? Why did I allow someone to should on me against what I knew already to be true and accurate? And so when I pivoted back to building relationships, to leaning into talk less, question more, to treating everybody like they're my instant best friend and asking questions and seeing how I could serve them, everything changed. I no longer had to memorize anything. I no longer had to worry about, well, do I have the right pitch? Do I have my business cards? Or what am I going to sell? Oh, can I take an order? I blessed and released all of it. And a great example, I was reminded of this just prior to going live today. I was blessed to be on a connection call with somebody that I'm meeting for the first time. And so we're in this connection call and we're asking questions, or, I'm asking questions of what can I do for them? What do they need to know me? And they asked me some really good questions. I gave some feedback and I said, you know what, let me put my other hat on, because the challenge they were facing required, in my opinion, more of the marketing expertise since I'm a marketing consultant. And so I was able to kind of pour into them in this way. What's so amazing about this is that they were like, Laura, oh my gosh, what do I do next? I was not on the call to sell. I didn't even know how to do that. Earlier today, I had another call. It was a part 2 connection call. We were going deeper. At the end, they're like, how do I work with you? I, to be honest, stumbled because I had zero intention of doing that. Didn't know what to tell them, didn't know what to say. Everything fell out of my head. And I said that point blank. This was not the purpose of the call. I'm highly unprepared for this. Give me a second so I can answer your question. I genuinely showed up to be present and purposeful for them. And it became the most powerful way for me to skyrocket my reputational capital and potentially gain a client or an opportunity. Down and dirty networking in the community came out of that relational networking. Engaging in that is how I was able to launch the business. Anything that I've ever done, both as an entrepreneur and a corporate professional, was rooted in relationships and opportunities, resources, ideas, and just suggestions and support that came to me from the relationships that I have built. So if you are experiencing you know what, networking's not for me. I feel icky. I really hate networking. It doesn't work, Laura. It just doesn't work. You know what? You're right. It doesn't. But I suspect what's not working is that you're leaning in from a transactional mindset. What I suspect is you're making the same epic fail that I did, and you're in the experience of epic fail because you have been selling and telling, you've been pitch slapping. I want to give you the instant fix. Engage in relational networking, treat everyone like your instant best friend, and drop in the middle of a conversation and have a meaningful conversation. There is a reason that in our mission, we talk about we want to co-elevate, collaborate, and connect, our 3 C's. We have them in that order for a reason. I believe you co-elevate first. We lift everybody up. Where can we lift our vibrational energy? By asking questions, showing I genuinely care about what's going on with you, that I have no hidden agendas. I simply want to have a meaningful conversation. That's where you can co-elevate. And then you collaborate in thought and discussion. Collaborate doesn't necessarily mean we're going to collaborate and make money. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It could potentially lead to that. But in the way that it's initially reached is collaboration of idea. It's a two-way conversation, no one-way pitch slapping. It's a two-way collaboration of conversation of ideas and thoughts. And when you co-elevate and you have that collaborative, meaningful two-way conversation, that, my friend, is how you truly connect. That's how it's done. And so connection is not, here's my business card, here's my name, let's have a conversation. No, a connection only can happen when you have Coelevate collaborated first. Now there's a meaningful connection. Now you want to talk to somebody further, and it's an ongoing conversation. This is where your reputational capital will go through the roof. This is where you avoid that epic fail of self-promotion once and for all. And for those of you who, like me, felt icky doing it anyway, congratulations, you never have to do it again. You don't. Even if you attend a traditional networking event, and even if you have to give a 30-second commercial, I encourage you and I challenge you to do so with a relational networking mindset. I'm telling you, I've done it and I've absolutely changed the game. If you'd like to know exactly how I did it, or if you want to get on a conversation, or maybe I can help you through it, drop me a DM and let's have a conversation. Because I generally want people to realize there's another way. It is relational networking. It is so much easier. It is absolutely stress-free networking, but it goes beyond business in the sense of traditional networking. Let me explain what I mean by that. So I have two businesses and a side hustle. Down and Dirty Networking is one of them. I am the founder and CEO, as I mentioned, but I do have a business and a side hustle. And what's so interesting in my marketing consulting business, my clients there that are also in Down and Dirty Networking are realizing that the secret to marketing very well is having a conversation with your ideal client avatar. And the way to have a really great conversation in the marketing space is to have a meaningful conversation. That sounds exactly like relational networking. And that was the aha one of my clients had. Laura, I just need to engage in relational networking with my ideal client, like I do in Down and Dirty Networking. I went, yes, that's it. The problem is we get hung up on the word networking. We still default to our traditional setting, but this relational mindset, if you want to drop the word networking, the relational mindset works with family members. It works with colleagues, vendors. It works with your clients, potential clients. It works with bosses. It works with students. It is highly, highly powerful. Co-elevate, collaborate, connect. Engage in relational networking, and then you will be the one that avoids the epic fail of self-promotion. I promise you. Your reputational capital will skyrocket, and the trajectory of your reputational capital, the trajectory of your reputational capital is equal to the trajectory of your business and career. So regardless of what type of profession you're in, whether you are a corporate professional, whether you're a solopreneur, you're a coach, a consultant, whether you're an academic, you're a business owner, it doesn't matter what your business is, what your career is, what your chosen job is. I promise you the trajectory of your relational capital is equal to the trajectory of your business or career. And it all starts with engaging in relational networking. So thank you for watching. I see some people watching live. Thank you. I appreciate that. I would love to hear your thoughts. And again, if you would like to have a more one-on-one discussion to see where we could help you or where I could help you engage in relational networking with the goals that you have, drop me a DM on whatever platform you're watching, whether you're watching on one of my platforms on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube, or if you're on the Down and Dirty Networking Facebook, LinkedIn page, or on YouTube, comment there. I will make sure that I get to you. I'll make sure one of the team members directs it to me, and we'll get on a conversation and get on a call and see where we can best figure this out for you. Because I promise you, I have been doing this for years and I have seen it over and over and over. And inside our community, everyone experiences, not everyone's a business owner, but everyone appreciates the meaningfulness. And when you can raise your reputational capital through meaningfulness, you will raise your vibrational energy. And when you can raise your vibrational energy, you are no longer on the island of alone, and you are no longer feeling like you have the weight of the world. You are stress free. Increased vibrational energy lowers stress and increases your ability to see things more clearly. This is how you combat loneliness and burnout. It's stupid simple. I promise you it works. All right. I just want to thank you, friend, for watching. I hope this was helpful. If so, give me a thumbs up. If you would like more of our tips, make sure to like and follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll get notifications of these lives every single week. I go live every Wednesday afternoon, sometime between 3:30 and 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if there's a specific topic you would like us to cover, or you'd like a question for me to answer as it relates to networking, shoot me a message, and you never know, I might make you a future episode of Down and Dirty Networking's Networking Know-How. But I hope this was helpful. And if you are liking us on Facebook or LinkedIn, stay tuned. We're going to be dropping a really great article tomorrow, and we give a lot of tips that really dig into this concept of relational networking and how you can leverage this in your everyday. So if you'd like to engage with this a little bit more deeply, make sure to like and check out the Facebook and LinkedIn pages for Down and Dirty Networking. And if you are a new graduate, or you're like, hey, I really do have a traditional networking event coming up and I'd really like to have some advice, make sure to check out our Down and Dirty Networking YouTube channel. That is where we have curated playlists of all kinds of different tips for you, whether you're an introvert, a student, you're looking for a job, you're in the job market. There's a tip and a solution. There's a video up there for you to watch and get you jump started with how you can leverage relational networking to maximize your results, release the ickiness, and avoid that epic fail of self promotion. Okay, thanks so much for watching again. Thanks, everyone. Thanks. I see them live. And if you're watching on replay, I appreciate you. And thank you so much. And until next week, when I see you again for our next episode of Networking Know How, I hope you have a wonderful week. Find the joy in your day and happy networking.